Okay, so that's Brave One. He's been out adventuring and he has things he has to tell me. So I gotta make this quick. First off, Heather. The name is Heather. That'll come up later. Joseph, I believe, got it right. I'm just horrible with names. So Heather. That's the name we're looking for there. Yes, boy. Tell me more in a moment. So, he's really anxious to get me to listen to his stories, and he's shedding all over because I'm wearing black pants, so of course that's what he does. So, without any further ado, let's get to the music.
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
Tiny whiny stuff.
I'm doing a little section myself here because I want to talk about role-playing games. Specifically Dungeons and Dragons. This year marks the 40th anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm having to look up something really quick because I'm wanting to check something out. Now, in honor of, there we go. In honor of the 40th anniversary, Wizards of the Coast, which now publishes Dungeons & Dragons, it used to be a TSR property, but TSR went under, and from everything I can see, it's like they tried really hard to go under. So Wizards of the Coast bought them out, and now, ta-da, they put out Dungeons & Dragons. They're putting out 5th edition. First edition, I actually have the books for each edition. Hi, Rodney. First edition, that's the traditional one. That actually comes off of... Why, Rodney? Why? That comes right out of Gary Gygax's first set of rules and everything. There was first the box set, and then there was the books, the advanced Dungeons & Dragons, and then they started publishing things willy-nilly all with it. But for years and years and years, that first edition was Dungeons & Dragons. Then we came out with, then they came out with second edition, which you could tweak first edition stuff into second edition. Matter of fact, they even had a little conversion chart, I believe that was in the second edition book, so that while, yes, they wanted you to buy all the second edition stuff because they're coming out with all sorts of new stuff, yay, they understood. People wanted to convert over. I had a character I've been playing for 17 years. Not 17 years, it's not been around that long. But they're going to say that. And I want to play it in the new system. How can I do that? They gave rules on how to do that. Then they actually came out with the Saga system. Okay, that's... actually, no. They came out with 3rd edition. And then they provided conversion rules from 2nd to 3rd. Because, again, people are, hey, I have this character I've been playing forever. I'd like to play it in the new system. Okay, here's how you can convert over. Then they realized there were some little errors, and they came up with what they called 3.5, and 3.5 is what they built off of. And 3.5 had very little conversion issues. Basically, if you made a character in 3, you just played it in 3.5, and 3.5 played certain little things differently. There were, scores meant a little bit different. There were a couple little tweaks that you might have to adjust here and there, but in general, you could go straight from 3 to 3.5. Then they came up with the card-based Saga version, which, in my opinion, actually is the best version. And you know what? They came up with, if you read the Saga rules, hey, I have this character I've been playing forever. I would really like to figure out how to play it in Saga. Here's conversion rules for into Saga. Yay! Now, when they went from 2nd edition to 3rd or 3.5, there were some people who preferred to play 2nd edition and continued to play 2nd edition. In general, with the conversion, you could kind of get away with doing that. There are still people out there who are playing 1st edition. There still are to this day, okay? I'm sure there are people out there who are playing Chainmail, which is even pre-Dungeons & Dragons, but that's a whole other issue. This is significant because then they came out with 4th edition. 4th edition, there's no conversion. Matter of fact, people have tried converting, and it's really hard to do even on your own when you play the things, because they change so many of the basic rules, not in a bad way, but they just change them. So there's not a simple conversion chart or method that you could do, even across like 5 or 6 pages. Oh, okay, I converted all these things over. Not really. A lot of people liked 3.5. There was a company that was publishing a lot of stuff for Dungeons & Dragons, the 3.5 edition, and you know what? They wanted to continue doing so. Under the free license agreement, they kept on using those same rules, set up a new game called Pathfinder, and lo and behold, big bunches of people playing Pathfinder. Then there was also a joke done in a comic strip about the version of D&D that they were playing, except for they weren't playing D&D, they were playing something called Hackmaster. That used 2nd edition rules. They got special permission, and they put out a parody version of Dungeons & Dragons called Hackmaster, which eventually people started playing more seriously. So there's a bunch of people out there who are playing 2nd edition. There's a bunch of people out there. There's a bunch of people who are basically playing 3.5. They came up with 4. A lot of people would not convert from 3.5 to 4. And that split the market. That split the market so much that Pathfinder has become the most popular paper-based role-playing game there is. Okay, they're beating Dungeons & Dragons, their own grandfather or grandparent or whatever you want to call it. And the interesting thing is that all this could have been stopped. Dungeons & Dragons could have kept, I think, their #1 place if they had acknowledged this and decided to continue to support 3.5, but they don't. Every time they come up with a new one, they come up with a conversion, but they don't support the old version. Buy all our new books. With 4.0, or 4th edition, or whatever you want to call it, there was no conversion even, just buy all our books. Now we're coming out with 5th edition. 5th edition, no one knows what it's going to be like yet. Okay, we only know that it's going to be called Dungeons & Dragons and that it's due to hit August 19th of this year. I personally am hoping that they have learned from their mistakes and bring it closer back to the heart of what they used to be, so that people can bring in all their stuff, so people can possibly go back and use those characters that they haven't been able to. Hi, sorry. Sometimes you just gotta get a bird to shut up. Bring back those characters that they haven't been able to play since 4th edition came out, except for if they converted over to Pathfinder, or if they converted over to playing Hackmaster. Make something that's able to be carried over, and maybe figure out some sort of middle ground so that maybe people can even bring in their 4th edition. I really hope they do that. I don't have anything against 4th edition. 4th edition actually has some really cool features to it that make it a quick play, and it really isn't a bad version. But so much was invested in the other versions, I understand fully why people don't want to change over. So please, Wizards, please, I mean, you already got it in the bag, so it's going to be happening. You've already play tested it. There's whatever I played isn't going to change anything. But I can hope that you found a way to maybe bridge, to go backwards and find a step that's between 3.5 and 4.0. And that's what 5th edition is going to be. And that bridge will be something that can convert old 3.5 stuff over and bring in 4.0 stuff over. You found a way to do conversion either direction. And you know what? Be smart. Show support for your old products. Ever since you announced 5th edition, you've pretty much dropped the ball on 4th edition. Okay, for a year, you've pretty much done minimal stuff for your 4th edition. So there's really no reason for people to keep on buying your stuff right now. Well, that's dumb. In a smart world, I know you want people to keep spending money and buy all your new stuff because it makes you lots of money. But you know what? If you want to keep your people and encourage them, continue to support the old product, at least the previous one. When you were doing 4th edition, you should have been supporting 3.5. Then Pathfinder wouldn't have been able to take the lead from you. When you were doing 3.5, you should have continued supporting 2nd edition. Then Hackmaster wouldn't have been able to start getting a foothold on you. So please, while you do 5th edition, which I hope is a bridge between 3.5 and 4, continue to support 4th edition. That way, there won't be someone out there who decides, oh wow, you completely abandoned the edition that I like, we'll take over that, and they'll take that chunk of the market away from you too. Okay? So, Joseph doesn't do role-playing games. He doesn't like them. He thinks that the people who do them are a little crazy. So, then my whole little side thing over here with trying to get the bird to shut up probably didn't help any. But, I just wanted to give my little 2 cents worth on the whole matter. And
alrighty, welcome to More Geek Than Gay.
hi,
This is Edward.
I'm Edward. And this is...
I am Jagi.
Joseph couldn't make it tonight.
Yeah, so you've got Jagi tonight.
Yay.
Or today, or this evening, or this afternoon, or this morning. It all depends on when you watch or hear this.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll probably get a lot more people watching it because they were curious about Jagi.
Yes. Now, you know what? I'm really glad that Jagi showed up. Because Scott from the Satyrsphere, okay. I'm hoping to make this episode a little bit shorter.
Yes.
People seem to love our longer episodes, where we're like going, oh my god, this episode's so long. People seem to love those episodes. But Scott from the Satyrsphere has this thing about episodes that are over an hour long.
Okay, and?
So he wants to check out our show, but every time he sees one that's over an hour long, he's like going, ah! So I'm trying to make one that will fit within his attention span. But he just was talked about on another podcast, and they stated that Scott's show, The Satyrsphere, was a little too gay for them. And I was like going, oh, they talk hockey and stuff, and like, you know, I mean, yes, they talk theater and things, but we can gay it up better than they can.
Sometimes.
I mean, of course, they also thought that Cindy was a man. And Cindy's his flame dame. Or fruit
I don't
fly.
listen to it, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
So this is for Scott.
Well, this also is because I had bingo tonight over at Rainbow Cactus. Every Wednesday night is Not Your Mama's Bingo, and I had bingo tonight, and I'm the producer of the Not Your Mama's Bingo, and one of our co-hosts, she's in the hospital, so please send positive thoughts and prayers to Lady Sapphire. I got to see her today, but I'll tell you about that.
Okay.
So please send positive thoughts. She's got a, unfortunately, 50-50.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'll just go ahead and say it now. I'll tell you about my week. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, how was your week?
Yeah, my week. Let's see. Busy ass weekend. Busy weekend for me. It rained.
Rain. We
on
love rain.
Saturday.
I love
Finally,
rain.
yeah. Well, I do too normally, but I didn't want rain this weekend.
Well, yeah. Because mud ball, which we talked about last time.
Which wasn't a mud ball.
It wasn't a mud ball.
But
Anybody who complained about it being wet was just a big...
baby.
Yeah. Baby. That'll work.
So Saturday afternoon, Edward and I went over to the fields where we were going to play our dodgeball tournament for Joshua Tree. They looked fine. There was only one puddle. One muddy area.
Yeah. And I had to hunt for that.
And the only reason why that was muddy is because that was where
Sprinkler
Head was. So, you know, that's always a depression as it is.
That's my noise for depression.
Exactly. And one of these times I'm going to just tie you up and gag you so that way you don't do, you know, your mime thing. And then we met our tax man.
I'm really noisy for a mime.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So
we met our tax man and did our taxes.
Yes. Getting next to nothing back, which is better than what I would have gotten.
Exactly.
Yeah. Our tax man's great.
That's why we could go with tax man and not H&R.
Yeah.
Or do it online.
Yeah.
He finds things that, you know, that we're like, oh, you could do that? And
yeah,
yay!
if you're in like the Phoenix area and you're looking for a tax man, leave a message. I will hook you up. People travel across the county to go see him. He's good.
He's very good.
He's very good.
And then Saturday night I had a show. I had my monthly show.
You had your monthly show?
Yes, the Royale Players. And
Rain.
It was pouring rain. It was pouring rain. And so we finally got our winter here in Arizona.
Rain.
It got down to like, what, 53?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. We finally got our winter.
Yeah, it got down to cold.
Yeah. Enough to where I'm like, ooh, where's my leather jacket? And then...
Enough that I was comfortable.
Yeah. And then Sunday was the dodgeball tournament. We had 7 teams show up. We had 2 no-shows because, you know, they were worried about the rain.
2 roller derby teams.
Yes, 2 Desert Dolls roller derby girls. They had 2 teams.
Woohoo! We love them.
There is Taros had a team, and Elin Phoenix had a team, and the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence combined with Project Hard Hat, they had 1 team.
And then something from Idaho or
Iowa. Team Iowa had a team, which was
Iowa.
Well, the reason why it was called Iowa is because of our former councilman Tom Simplot. He's from Iowa, so that's why he called it Team Iowa.
Yeah. So we had a councilman show up.
Former.
Well, yeah, okay. And throw balls at people.
Exactly. He termed out back in November, so former.
Oh, okay.
Not because he wasn't good, he just termed out.
Yeah.
Actually, he was actually a really good councilman.
Now, do we have the rule where you actually term out and you can't do it anymore, or do you term out but you can take a break and come back?
You can take a break and come back.
Okay.
We'll
be looking for you.
Yeah, in about five. I think it's 5 or 6 years. You
really?
come
That
back.
long?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
But it was really good. We raised a lot of money. I'm very happy with the outcome. Seems legit. Well, was one of the teams as well. Sorry. 2 big things. 3 actually. No, actually 3 things real quick about the Dodge Hunger. We had one of those gourmet food trucks come.
Yeah, one that's actually been on the Food Network.
Yeah, it's called Buzz and Feed, I believe. Buzz and Feed. Southern style. It was Southern food.
Okay.
Yummy, yummy, yummy. I had honey glazed chicken, fried chicken with
fried.
rice.
I'm like going.
Honey glazed fried chicken.
Yeah, it had to be fried.
It was good.
You said Southern food.
Yeah, a lot of people had the catfish. She was very happy.
There was catfish?
Yes.
God damn.
She was very happy, and it was reasonably priced because my chicken was only $8 and then $9 for a soda to come with it. But
okay, I would have gone for the catfish.
And then she had mac and cheese as well.
Fried?
No, baked.
Baked. Okay.
So, but she had lots of stuff. She said she was very happy. She said that she wants to come next year.
Woohoo!
So, that was one. The other thing was 2 big bouts.
2 big bouts.
2 huge bouts. I mean, seriously, like big bouts.
During the game?
During the game, yes.
Okay.
It was the Desert Dolls Team 1 against
yeah.
Desert Dolls Team 2.
Oh.
And whoever lost...
Girl on girl action.
Well,
completely wasted on us.
yeah. Whoever lost that game was out of the tournament because it was a double elimination. And both of them had already lost once. So whoever lost that game was out.
Although Wonder Woman and She-Hulk action, I might be able to get... That might actually work for me. But that's completely off this topic.
Exactly. Why you had to say it then?
Because girl on girl action.
Yeah, why'd you have to go there?
I...
Why?
Well, I said it was completely lost on us. But then I realized, well, that one wouldn't be lost on us. It would be lost on you. But, so the girls played against each other.
Yes.
Big bout.
Yes, exactly. And
they feared that was what was going to happen.
And that's what they were scared of. They were scared that they were going to have to play against each other. And that it was going to be like a sudden death, which ended up happening.
Hmm.
And then the other... That was a big bout. And then the other big bout was for third place.
Really?
Yeah. It was Desert Dolls Team number 1 against Healing Phoenix.
Oh, roller derby girls.
And we had a best of 5, and it went to all 5 games.
Wow. And the reason why I'm saying, oh, roller derby girls, because who got third place?
Yeah, Healing Phoenix got third place.
Not the Desert Girls.
No, for the first
girls.
time. We've been doing this. Was our 3rd annual, and for the first time ever, the roller derby girls have been there every year. For the first time ever, they didn't place.
Oh.
They came in 4th.
Oh.
But they did not get a trophy or a placement at all.
Do you know what 4th place is? First non-place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't get anything.
They got first non-place! Yay!
But it was fun. I mean, and then after that event was done, I basically had time to come home and do a, wash my face and head over up to Gini's place, Gini Koch's house, because she was having an Oscar party.
Oh, the Oscar party, that's right.
Yes, it was an Oscar party, and it was nothing but wine and cheeses, and it was her gay mafia.
Before you went there, I did find out one bit of news. This is like the only thing I got. And that is, remember that class I said I finished up on and I was waiting for my grade?
Yes.
I got a B.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
Yeah, I got a B on a class that I just really didn't think I was going to do well. And I was just hoping for a D. But, okay,
Something
so...
to pass. Something to pass.
Something to pass.
Exactly. It was fun. Thank you, Gini, for hosting, for letting us come over.
Sorry I didn't make it. I was dead.
Yeah, he was dead.
I was.
So it was fun.
I caught a couple moments of the Oscars. I caught a Adele Dazeem.
Oh gosh.
Oh. I'm so curious how so few people mention Idina Menzel's look when the camera flashed to her and she started singing. I'm like, oh, she's annoyed.
Yeah.
But I'm still convinced that if you say Adele Dazeem 3 times in a mirror, that L. Ron Hubbard will come to you and steal your wallet.
I thought he would take you on the flying saucer.
No, nothing that legit. Nothing anywhere near that legit.
Yeah.
But I got to see the selfie.
Everyone saw the selfie. Ellen DeGeneres broke Twitter, as you all know.
She did.
Yeah, she actually broke Twitter.
Those are pretty much the 2 moments that I saw of the whole thing.
It was not that bad. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was fun. We were all campy. We all judged the dresses, and we all talked about the movies, and all of us were tired of the commercial of Resurrection. By the 2nd hour, we're like, really? I am so over this television show. I'm not going to even bother watching it because I'm done with it because you guys just shoved it down our throats.
Really? Okay, because the
Every
few times
commercial
I've seen
break.
Oh, see.
Every commercial
Oh,
break during the
'cause-
Oscar presentation. And that's a 5.5 hour Oscar presentation.
Because we saw a couple commercials for it and we're like going, yeah, maybe that looks good. But, okay.
Not if you see it all the flipping time. And it
Maybe.
looks so depressing.
It does look depressing, but maybe, I don't know. It actually had my curiosity.
Yeah.
Then again, I also liked Awake, which was possibly the most depressing genre show to ever have been put on TV. Where the guy...
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
That
lasted, what, like 4 episodes or 6 episodes?
No, I think it finished out its season.
I don't think it did.
It got canceled, but it got to finish out its storyline.
I didn't.
Or its season storyline. It had intended to go somewhere, go in further for a 2nd season. But, and I didn't get to finish watching it, but I would really like to get the DVD set one day and actually watch the whole thing, because I really liked it.
Yeah.
Even though it was just the most depressing thing. I don't know who thought that was going to be a pick-me-up show.
Or even a hit.
Yeah.
That's very genre specific.
It really should have been planned out as just one season. And it tells a story like Dracula.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, so that's
basically mine. I mean, we won at darts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we won at darts. Yeah, so we'll see on how that goes.
How's Joshua Tree doing?
Joshua Tree is Joshua Tree. We had our inspection today.
Yay!
And we got an A+.
Yay!
They were very happy with us. And so, it did very well. I mean, I'm very happy with that.
You almost said them. And then you changed it to that.
No, I just said with that.
Okay. We love you, Joshua Tree.
And that was my basically week. And work.
Work.
Yes.
And me work. They're killing me with these 10-hour shifts. The last couple of days have been back to 8s, but
For this month, though.
For this month, every other week is 10-hour shifts, and every Monday is 10-hour shifts. So we do 6 10-hour shifts, and then 4 8-hour shifts.
Oh, every other week?
Every other week is a 10
so
hour.
next week?
Next week is all 10 hours. Yep.
Oh, damn.
Next week's all 10-hour shifts, and then I do the Monday, and then I get 8-hour shifts, and then I do another week of 10-hour shifts.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah. So, yay, working for a financial filing company. But, so that's pretty much my week, is financial filings and overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do we want to talk about first?
All right, I finished Genie's book.
Genie's book!
Gotta get closer than that, because I can't see it.
Genie's book!
Alien versus Alien, which is book 6 of her Alien Catherine Kitty Cat series. Yes, I'm behind. This book was released in May of 2013. There's 2 others that I still have to read.
I thought there's only one other, and there's another one that's coming.
No, she's up to book 8 just got released in December.
See, I thought book 8 was the one that's coming out.
No, that's book 9.
Oh.
Because it's Alien in the House is next, and then it's Alien Collective.
Ew, I thought Alien Collective was the one that hasn't come out yet.
No, that's the one that just came out. That's the one that...
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. This came out in December of 2012. Alien in the House was May 2013. That's why I got those confused, because I'm starting to read that. So, very good. Very happy. Good series. It's one of the things that got us hooked on that.
Anything you can say about it that's not spoilerific?
No. I mean, there's nothing but spoilers all over the place. I could say, as she puts it, when she signs these books, or signed our books, or signed it for me, says, "Come for the scandal, stay for the explosives."
Yeah, that pretty much describes her books. Although my understanding is Alien in the House is actually not quite that.
Alien in the House, which is the book that I'm going to start reading soon, is about, it's more of a noir mystery novel.
Yeah, I imagine less explosive.
Yeah, which is different than all the other ones that she says.
Yeah.
It also has her favorite cover.
It's a nice cover.
It's okay.
It's a nice cover.
It's a nice cover, but it's I like.
It's okay.
I like book 3.
So incredibly damning.
I like the cover of book 3, which is Alien in the House. That's the cover I prefer.
Okay.
So, that's the book I'm reading. That I just finished. I am reading about fantasy football for the magazine.
How is the magazine doing? Speaking of Compete magazine.
Yes, there's the latest issue.
Hey, look, the latest issue. It looks like Brokeback Mountain.
Actually, no. Let me just get it really close so that way you can see.
It doesn't look like Brokeback Mountain?
No. You know what's interesting about this picture?
What's interesting about that picture other than
this
it looks like Brokeback Mountain?
Is a father and son. Real father, real son. The father, the one with in the black hat, is gay, and the one in the son, the one in the white hat, is straight.
That's what was happening on the other side of Brokeback Mountain, wasn't it?
That's why also that they're facing away from each other.
Okay.
Because you didn't want anything too weird and stuff like that. But actually, I think it's really cool. It's a really cool cover. It came from,
what's happening in this issue?
Well, we'll talk about, like, as the gay games are coming up in August. We talk about the off-road championship, and we also talk about the concussion controversy. That's what happened to Sergio, you know.
Yes.
My oldest nephew was actually... Yeah.
That's the football injury thing that you're reading about.
Yeah, my oldest nephew, Sergio, was a wonderful wide receiver in high school football, and then decided to, in 3 games, got 5 concussions in his
That's more than 1 concussion per game.
Exactly. So, needless to say, he's no longer playing football. He actually had scouts looking at him.
Yeah.
You know, for college.
Yeah.
But still, you know, it was one of those, like, my nephew was great because, you know, it's my nephew. No, he actually was good. He was very good. But unfortunately, things happen.
It does.
Exactly.
Now, I thought you said that this one also has about testing an article about the myth of, like,
yes,
no
that's the back part. That's not on the cover. You asked what the cover.
I said, what's it about? What's going on?
Well, we talked about it. It's called Bedroom Sports. We answer your sexual health questions, and it's by one of our writers, Ty Nolan, who's a Native American author.
Okay.
Actually, I want to read one of it. I want to start reading his books. It's called To Orgasm or Not to Orgasm, That Is the Question.
Okay.
So it's a little column right here and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
But this is also about the rodeo that we had in Phoenix.
Big rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
Real rodeo.
But, yeah. Well, real gay rodeo, but that's another
it's
story.
a real rodeo. There are people in the main rodeo circuit that go to the gay rodeo because the gay rodeo is a real rodeo.
Okay. You have things, and I think we talked about this, which is legitimate rodeo stuff, but then you also have gay stuff. You know, like calf roping on foot, legitimate. Breakaway roping, legitimate. Team roping, legitimate. Pole bending, legitimate. Flag race, legitimate. Then you got, I'll bypass this one. I'll bypass that one. I'll bypass that one. Bypass that one. Steer riding, legitimate. Bareback bronco riding, which means no saddle.
Yeah. That's compared to some other meaning that someone may have interpreted there.
Yes. Bull riding, legitimate. And then you have the gay part, called goat dressing. Steer decorating.
See, I think that goat dressing actually, or something along those lines, although I thought it was calf.
Yeah. Wild drag race.
Okay, well that one's gay.
Shoot dogging. Okay. Yeah. But it's fun. I mean, I had a good time on that. Edward played, oh God, Cowboy Joe or something like that.
Cotton Eye Joe.
Cotton Eye Joe that I used to dance with my cousins and family and stuff like that. And then, so that's about Compete, our sponsor. Thank you for being our sponsor. Still our only sponsor.
I have not finished the book that I've been reading, and it's sad because I'm only like 30 pages away. I should have finished already. I meant to finish before today.
Well, you've been working.
Yeah. But on the writing front, I did finish my short story and submit it.
Yes, good.
So now it's just the horrible moment of waiting for them to send me the rejection notice.
I just love how you're such a positive person.
I stared at it long enough. I hate that story now.
I already told you what I thought.
You actually, and I think I fixed the part that you didn't like. I think I actually fixed it really nicely.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, but we'll see. And I mean, then I look and I go, oh, actually it should fit, and maybe there is a good chance that it will be published, but I don't know. We'll find out. It's going to take like 2 months before I find out.
Yeah, well, that's usually the case.
I know. Sucks. Found a couple other magazines I want to like write and submit for, but like one of them, I'm not even going to... They have themes just like the one that I submitted to, but I have to wait until the fall before they announce what their next theme is. They only do like X amount of issues a year, and they don't announce the theme until then. It's like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Well, what you gonna do?
Exactly.
But so that's writing. Ta-da! Comic books.
Edward gave me a bunch of comic books to read. We'll do this one. This was recommended when we went to Samurai Comics.
Yvette
mentioned it, so I went and got it.
I'm not sure if she recommended it. I think she actually said that other people have been.
This was the last copy.
It was the last copy.
It was the last copy,
yeah.
So everyone's been interested. It's the first issue, so it is called
Loki, Ragnarok, and Roll.
Yes. Let me go over here so that way you guys can see it.
I don't think the cover image is that good at all.
No, it's not.
I think the artwork inside is much better than the cover image.
Kind of. I
actually liked the artwork inside. The cover is just muddy and just ugly looking.
Yeah. So what do you think of it?
I actually liked it. I'm not sure about liking it for long term. Let's see what happens. But for a first issue, it did a good job of getting my attention and making me want to want to read another issue and see where it's going. The premise is that Loki has been banished from Asgard, basically kind of because of Thor.
Well, because Loki was complaining that Thor's a brute.
And Thor said, hey, he's a trickster and he tricked people, and that's how come I had to kill them all. When actually Thor just went in and killed everyone because he just wasn't thinking.
Well, that and also Odin said, I need somebody up here who can fight.
Right. Right. So Loki gets banished to Midgard, Earth, and hilarity ensues.
And it looks like he's becoming a rock star.
Yeah. I got a very much a
Lestat.
Yes, I got such a Lestat vibe from it. I'm like, really? That's where this is going? But I'm hoping it goes to something better than that. Although, if you like Lestat, which there's so many people, and I'm sure you're actually one of them.
I am.
Then maybe that's a good thing. For me, it's such a tired thing. But it doesn't seem tired yet. I'm really looking forward to it. What company is it? Oh, it's from Boom.
It's from Boom.
Boom. I like some of their stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also, this is like a hot one right now.
I haven't even said what I thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you kind of did, but you didn't.
No, I didn't.
You said that, I realized you hadn't. So what did you think, honey?
I'm curious about it. I will give it one more issue to read. I wanted to get the second issue, and I'm curious about it. There are some things that I like you said, is kind of paint by numbers, very, because this happened, this and this happens, and it was you could see where the plot was going.
Right.
There was nothing.
The moment that he appeared outside of a club, I'm like, oh, well, and I mean, it doesn't help that the name of the comic book is Loki, Ragnarok, and Roll. And then he appears outside a club, and I'm like, oh, I guess this is where he becomes a rock god. So.
But I will give it one more issue.
Okay.
I will give it one more issue, so we'll see how it goes next month. And then this one, as you started to talk about.
God is Dead by Jonathan Hickman. There's a couple issues out. So far I only have the first 2 issues. A lot of people are talking about it, have high expectations for it. I read these issues about a month ago, actually. I guess this is going to be basically saying my opinion of it. I went, okay, and I have no memory of what I read. It did not stick with me at all. And that's how come I haven't bothered to get the 3rd issue or anything.
Well, see, I want to read more of it. I really liked it. I really liked God is Dead.
Okay.
And the premise of this God is Dead is that all of the old gods throughout these centuries of different cultures and different societies throughout history come back. So you have the Greek gods, you have the Roman gods,
Oh,
you have the
that's right.
Egyptian gods, you have the Hindi gods, you have the, oh gosh, I just drew a blank. But anyways, you have all these gods that came back, the Mayans and the Aztec, their gods. All the old gods came back, and they take over their respective regions.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I now remember. Although going back to Loki really quick, I did like the fact that Odin had like a dinner party or whatever, and gods from other pantheons were there, including Cthulhu and the flying spaghetti monster.
Yes.
And I love the fact that the flying spaghetti monster, how did they describe him? He was the god of, where is it? Internet god of oppositional deviant disorder, or defiant disorder. And he speaks in lull speak, or actually leet speak. And I love the fact that that's what the spaghetti monster is. That he's a computer god. Love that. But okay, well then we can look into getting more of God is Dead. Yeah. And maybe if I had a bigger chunk to absorb all at once than just these 2 issues, maybe that's what it would take for me. Because I know people are talking about it. It just, like I said, it didn't even leave an impression on me.
Yeah.
Well,
the first one talks about how all the gods came back and got their territories. The second one is that they're expanding. They want to expand and take over the world and be the only gods.
So they're going to war against each other?
Yes.
Okay.
They already started.
Okay.
Right at the end, they already started fighting with each other. So I want to know what happens. Who's going to win?
And this is from Avatar?
Yes, it's from
Avatar Press.
So, when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, no, it's, one of those
and
anti-religion ones. But no, actually, I like how it is.
We gotta wait until Joseph catches up on DC's Forever Evil, so we can get his impression of it. Even though the series by itself may actually just be nothing more than questions for you. It may require knowing what all's going on. But I am kind of curious what your thoughts are on DC's Forever Evil.
Yeah.
So I guess that's comic book talk.
That's comic book talk. So let's talk about TV. No, we're talking about TV. We don't want to hear that junk. No, we're not talking about gay shows yet.
Oh, we're not talking about...
We're talking about TV.
Oh, okay.
We're not talking about gay shows.
Okay. Then TV.
Yes. King of the Nerds.
King of the Nerds.
They have, now, there's like, 5 people left?
Yes.
I believe? So there are no teams anymore. Everybody's up for themselves.
Yep. And the supervillain is still there.
Yes.
I've actually gotten to where I'm rooting for him just because I want to see whether the supervillain wins.
No, I'm not.
If Lex Luthor actually does manage to...
I so want Zach out. But then at the same time, I really don't have a favorite anymore since my favorite's gone.
Which one was your favorite?
The purple hair.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I liked her.
Yeah.
With Katie, I think it was.
Yeah. I think that's... Yeah.
I think that was her name. I liked her, and she's gone.
Yeah. And they got rid of the guy who was kind of the default leader of the other team, the black kid.
The black kid, yeah. Well, he was a jerk at that last one.
He
Trying to play mental mind games on the other team, and it backfired on him.
It did. Although, whether he played the mind games or not, the 2 people who went into the playoff were the 2 people who should go into it.
Yes.
Logically, they were the 2 strongest people. You wanted them to knock one or the other out. And so, But leading up to that is where he played the mind games.
Yes.
Yeah, so... But... still enjoying the show.
Yeah, it's still a good show.
Yeah. Do we have other shows?
But I'm trying to think.
I hear that S.H.I.E.L.D. is actually finally ramping up, and people say that you should be expected to this way with Joss, because he always starts out kind of sucky and just building up characters, and then it finally starts getting good. But I don't know. I'm not a Joss Whedon fan. I figured out that the only thing he did that I really like, not that I dislike everything, other things, but the only thing liked is Firefly. Everything else, I just don't understand what the mass appeal is. So I don't know if that is a typical Joss Whedon thing or not.
And we didn't watch Project this past week.
We haven't.
Trying to think of what else. That's really...
And Project would be gay shows.
Kind of. That's basically it.
Yeah, I think that's it for like TV. Well, just regular TV.
Yeah. We're behind on Face Off. We're behind on Worst Cooks. I'm behind on Masterpiece. I'm behind on Downton Abbey.
I'm caught up on Chosen and Archer. Those are funny. But not really much to talk about.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah. I don't know. It's like... Although Archer actually has taken off into its own little weird new direction, where Archer, I don't know if you know, it's kind of like a spy organization that he works for.
Yes.
And it was discovered that they've been like embezzling, or that the government has canceled their contract and shut them down, and so now they're trying to figure out how to get money, and they've been sitting on like 30 million pounds of cocaine. So they decided that they would sell the cocaine. And in the meantime, one of the characters got amnesia or whatever and has become a country singer, and they decided to use her as a country singer as part of a cover to help them somehow get... Well, no, because they thought they lost the cocaine because Pam became addicted to the cocaine while they were trying to sell it, and so she just eats it by the handful now. It's gone off into a whole
And that's
weird...
why I don't watch that, because it sounds stupid.
And Lana's pregnant. So, that's Aisha Tyler's character.
It still sounds stupid.
So, yeah, that's Archer.
Okay. So, and the other...
Gay shows! Technical difficulties.
So, gay shows.
Gay shows! RuPaul's Drag Race. Da-da-da! We didn't really talk about that last week.
Yes, because RuPaul's Drag Race season premiere had 2 episodes, so 2 weeks worth of stuff.
Basically, they did 7 contestants one week, and then 7 contestants the next week, and they didn't bother to tell the contestants that they were doing it that way. And each week, they kicked off one of the contestants.
Yes.
What kind of stood out for you of the first week?
I prefer the first week's group more than the second week's group. I believe that the winner is in the first week, and I also believe that the villain is in the first week's group.
Who do you think is the winner in the first week?
I can't think of her name.
Can you describe her?
Mm-hmm.
Can you describe her? Is it the happy-go-lucky one?
It's the happy-go-lucky one.
The one that won the first challenge?
Yes.
Okay.
And I can't think of her name.
I can't think of her name either.
But
So the one who did the Golden Girls look and won.
Yes.
Okay. And who do you think is the villain?
The villain is Gia. I remember that name because she just totally flipping annoyed me.
The Asian one.
Yes.
Yes. They seem to have a formula. There's always going to be a Latina. There's always going to be an Asian one. And someone very fishy.
And a sassy black one.
A sassy black one.
And then a plus size.
A plus size. So, speaking of the sassy black one, I'm not a big fan of the sassy black one. I think that she's writing a lot on what she says her talent is, and I don't think she actually has it. Although she did win the lip sync for your life.
Yes. She was better than the one with the bacon chest.
She was much better than the one with the bacon chest, although I still didn't think she was that good. I just think she was better than the one with the bacon chest.
Yeah.
And the clear winner over the one with the bacon chest. But I think almost any other... I'd be disappointed if any of the other queens were not able to stomp it out better than she was. What about the second group? What stands out for you in the second group?
Not really much. In the second group, Del Rio. Because I like the fact that she does that, snide comedy, the Don Rickles style comedy. I do like that. But aside from that, there's in the second group is
But they do seem really polished in the second group. And, I mean, okay, in the first group you got Danny, who was in, and I cannot remember drag names at this moment. It's only 2 episodes, and we didn't even get to see the first group and the second group really that much. So, Forgive me for not remembering names. But we have Danny, who was a contestant on American Idol. He made the top 20 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then in the second group, we have Caught in the Act, who was Australian Idol.
Yeah.
And really well polished.
Yeah, but she looks too much like a girl.
You think that's going to count against?
And that's
actually
me.
what people are thinking. Well, no,
but
that's actually
me.
I caught people talking about that.
And that's
her and someone else they're thinking look too much like girls, and then it might count against them.
And that's one of the things that I don't understand. And there's lots of different aspects of drag. Trust me, that and I'm not saying anything bad about that style, but you're basically a boy in a dress, and if you look too much of a female, then does that mean you want to have the change? That you want to make the transition?
Really? You think that's... Okay.
Look at Sonique. She looked just like a female when she was in drag.
And then
she came out as, same as Carmen Carrera.
Carmen Carrera, that's the one I was trying to think of.
They looked a lot like, and both of them have made the transition.
They have? So...
There
was another one, too.
And I've been doing drag since 1997. And everybody I've ran into that looked very much like a female has either started or has made the transition.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And quite honestly, this whole fishy thing I don't understand either. Like I said, and with me, I'm more butch when I'm in as Jagi than I am as Joseph.
I have to admit, I like my drag queens. I don't necessarily like a fishy queen. I like a drag queen.
Yeah.
I like a larger than life. That's why I like Del Rio. Who I wish I remember the first name of. She's not fishy at all.
No.
But she's a good drag queen.
And I also like Milk because Milk is, outside of the box.
Outside the box. Although I really didn't like that final look. So many people love that final look with the little goat beard and everything, and even without the goat beard, I thought it was an ugly look. I thought she just looked like a faded out merry alien.
When it was at a distance, at a distance, and I told you this when we were watching it, at a distance, she looked like basically the diva, the blue diva in Fifth Element, except for she was all in silver and white. She looked great from a distance. Close up. Ew, no. I did not like the hair, the chin hair.
Yeah, I did not. And like I said, even if you took the chin hair off, I thought it was a bad look. But a lot of people really liked it. Yeah. A lot of people really liked it. The judges loved it.
But go ahead.
Oh, well, but
the two people who got kicked off deserved to get kicked off.
Yes.
You had the one in the first group
who had bacon on her chest.
Well, technically it wasn't bacon. She did feathers. There was
feathers?
No, it was feathers.
Okay.
But the way she intertwined it on her chest piece, it made it look like bacon.
And I think at a different challenge, she might have been good. I think that there was something to her as a drag queen. More so, I think there was something that might have been interesting about her, but not that episode.
And then the one who got kicked off in the second group, she deserved to get kicked off because during the there's RuPaul Drag Race and then there's RuPaul Untucked. And RuPaul's Untucked is basically the behind the scenes when the queens are waiting while the judges are deliberating of their performance on stage. And so they brought cameras in there so people, you hear the talking and stuff like this. And the queen who got kicked off basically stated that she doesn't want to win. She doesn't care about winning. She doesn't care about the money. All she wants is to get a name and be, what was it, how did she put it?
Get exposure.
And get exposure.
Yeah, and she had kind of a bad attitude before that too.
So it was, and like we were saying, and like I think I said, and even the queen said, it's like there are hundreds, if not thousands, of drag queens out in this country that would love to be in this program and want to win and want the money. And yes, exposure is good, and yes, getting your name out there because you actually make more money being on the show and being liked, though.
Yeah.
You have to be liked. Because there are queens that have been on the show that you never hear from because people don't like them.
Who? one that I thought was beautiful, and actually I didn't even mind being in the top 3, but I also understand why we never hear anything from her. Rebecca Glasscock.
Yes.
Okay? She earned her way into the top 3. She also earned her way into no one talking about her since then.
Or booking her.
Right. Yeah. So, and I'm sure that she actually does get booked, and she's probably making it, but you never hear her like you hear people who lost. Okay, Pork Chop, I think you get to hear about more than Rebecca Glasscock.
Exactly. Or even
Tammy
Brown in her first season, in the first season, Tammy Brown actually gave up and did not lip sync during her lip sync for life. She just stood there. She gave up, but yet she has that quirky personality, and the public loved her, and so she is being booked.
Right. And she even got to come back for the All-Stars.
Yes. Which she still screwed up anyways, but that's another story.
But one last thought, though, do you have anything more on...
No, that's it.
Project Runway. On RuPaul's Drag Race. I have one last thought on RuPaul's
where's that
Drag
coming
Race.
from?
I don't know. But, so, did you notice that...
Ear.
Did you notice that Santino and Boobs seem to be having an issue?
No.
I think they're having an issue.
No.
She seemed to not have any time for anything he had to say.
You mean Mrs. Visage?
Thank you. That's her name.
I was trying to figure out boobs when you said that, because there are drag
Oh,
queens.
yeah. Then the big one there, like, wow, those are big. But the big girl this season, I keep on like going, wow, that's a lot of boobage going on there. But yeah, Michelle does not seem to have any patience for anything Santino has to say this season.
Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah. So, ta-da! RuPaul's Drag Race. So, do we have anything else before we start wrapping this puppy up?
No, let's wrap it up.
Okay. First off, thank you all for supporting us. I've actually been looking at the numbers. We're incredibly popular, percentage-wise, in Australia.
And you don't like Australians.
I love Australians.
No, you don't.
I plan on even getting an Australian to English dictionary so I can like talk to them.
You don't like Australians.
I love Australians. And Estonia. I don't even know what they speak in Estonia other than Estonian. I don't know what kind of language that is. But keep up the good work in Estonia. Yay! We'll work on that.
Yeah.
Ni hao ma, because I think we still got a couple Chinese people. So, we got some comments from Stewie.
Yeah, Stewie Monster!
Yay! We love you, Stewie. And thank you for...
Even though you don't use that name anymore, you'll still be Stewie Monster.
I know, always be Stewie Monster. And we also got a comment from...
You know, normal people will have this up and ready.
I had to have it on this page for a reason. And see, I still don't... new. She's our new buddy from DarkCon. And she was one of the few people that actually had a question for us. But
Heather New.
Huh?
Heather New.
That works. She said that I love you guys. And that it, in reference to what it was that made us realize that we were geeks or nerds or whatever.
Yes, the question that she asked.
And it was Star Wars for me too. I was 5 when I saw it at the Cine Capri and was hooked from that point. Thank you for answering. So, and thank you for sticking with us even though I'm really bad with names. Yeah.
Heather New.
And I also want to point out that Patrick from Screamqueenz gave us a nice little bit of loving on his show.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he was very nice, said nice things about us. Like, I called in and said, hey, Patrick, and then he like, did this little thing about us. And I was like, oh my god, that's really nice. So, thank you, Patrick. He's going on a temporary hiatus because life is getting busy for him. But I really hope that life stops being so busy in the...
I wonder if he has a show.
Well, he does, and he's got like, there's like a rundown of things that he's got. He's hoping to be back in 2 weeks. I'm really hoping that everything gets back under control so he will be back in 2 weeks. Because Patrick's one of my all-time favorites. It's like he's a friend. Yeah. And also, I took a moment and bombed
While at work.
While at work, the Blog Goddesses podcast. Because I happened to, at work, I had Facebook up and I saw that she said, hey, we're open for questions. And then, like, 2 minutes later, I saw Jamie come on. Hey, her producer come on. Hey, we're ready for questions. And I'm like going, oh, crap, I can't really do it. Well, screw it. We're slow right now. I will go call in. I still don't know what the episode was about. But I won a prize.
Which you're exchanging.
Which I'm exchanging. Well, with her blessing. She actually is the one who mentioned it, because I was going to read the book that she sent, that she originally was offering. But she had her Undead Winter, the novella that I read, that I really liked. The novel version of it is coming out in a couple months, and so that's what I'm going to be getting a signed copy of instead. The other one was one of her erotica, which I was very curious about reading. I was like, I wonder what her erotica is like. But at the same time, I know I would blush. And you'd be the one who'd have to read the erotica. Just like with Jordan.
Oh, we love Jordan's books.
We do. You know, you can get actually one of her books as part of a 99-cent grouping right now.
Yeah, but that's ebooks.
They are ebooks. They are. But it is... I got it. The Love's First Bite box set. Look for it on Amazon. 99 cents. You can't beat that with a stick. So...
That's it.
That's it.
Thank you for watching or listening.
Yes. And make sure to leave comments. We love comments. So until next time, toodles.
Good night. Goodbye. Good morning. Good morning.
And now you can take off the makeup.
Now I could get this makeup off.
And
oh my gosh, I am hungry. This corset hurts.
I know.
I know.
Oh. Okay, one more quick little thing, and this is going to be really pushing it for poor Scott, but I just needed to touch on this. Every year, science fiction and horror and fantasy, there's an award for outstanding work called the Hugo Awards. It's given at the World Science Fiction Convention. I always wanted to call it something else. And this year it was going to be done at Luncom in London. Now, this is one of those things that's kind of an in-house award. Most people don't know what it is. I mean, if you're in literary fields, you probably have heard of the Hugo and the Nebula, but outside of that, people don't know what this is. But this year, the people who put it together managed to get Johnathon Ross to be the host. Now that's a big deal because Johnathon Ross is actually a fairly well-known name, especially in England, where it's going to be. So there would be a lot of news coverage, a lot of press surrounding this. The awards would actually garner a whole bunch of attention this year. Or they would have. Except that Johnathon Ross is no longer going to be hosting. Now, he says that he was doing this as a favor to his friend Neil Gaiman. Yeah, big name in comic books and in publishing science fiction fantasy. And the heads of Luncom had just went ahead and asked him, hey, can you do it? And then they announced it. This was their mistake here, that they did not put this up to a vote or anything with the rest of the members of the board. The rest of the members of the board are idiots. Well, not all of them, okay? Not all of them. But there are people who are all concerned because he's not going to be respectful and he's not one of them and it's going to draw undue attention and da-da-da-da. Okay, first of all, you want attention. Okay? That's what sells books. Second of all, he writes comic books. His wife is a science fiction fantasy author. He's done presentations before. He's hosted the Eisner Awards. This guy knows what he's doing. Yes, there's been a couple little controversies with him, but those are usually practical jokes done on the BBC that have gone horribly awry. Okay, that while she gets her awards, the host is going to be making fun of her and as a woman and making fat jokes about her. Okay, first of all, that's not him. If you've actually seen him or anything like that, that's not what he does. And if you've seen him do awards presentations before, again, he gets it. He knows these people. He's respectful of those who win and those who are nominated. He's respectful of the genre. And but the fact is that a huge stink was made. The Twitter sphere exploded with people jumping on the bandwagon of, oh my God, not Johnathon Ross. And he had to defend himself. He eventually just pulled out. And they're now looking for a new host. Good job, members of the sci-fi fantasy community who joined in on this. There's plenty other members who were pleased to get Johnathon Ross, to get this exposure, to get this big of a name, to get someone this big and important to volunteer to be part of this. And you ruined it for them because you're concerned that someone is going to make jokes about you and you've never even paid attention to him and what he's done in the past. Okay? And you're minority reporting him, as one site put it, just convicting him of jokes that you think he may make in the future. Good job. Yeah, the convention should have asked you guys. When the convention asked you guys, you should have all said yes and jumped to it. And clearly you would have not done so. So, good job. You're going to have another award ceremony that no one cares about, except for those in your community. Instead of actually having an award ceremony that a lot of people would have paid attention to, would have gotten good publicity, and also sold your books and gotten you out to a bigger audience. Good job. Anyway, time for the closing music.
I gotta be honest, I'm getting creeped out here. Somebody say something.
Charlie, you look quite down with your big sad eyes and your big fat frown. The world doesn't have to be so gray. Charlie, when your life's a mess, when you're feeling blue, always in distress, I know I can wash that sad away. All you have to do is put a banana in your ear.
A banana in my ear?
Put a ripe banana right into your favorite ear. It's true,
says who?
So true. Once it's in your gloom, will disappear. The bad in the world is hard to hear when in your ear a banana cheers. So go and put a banana in your ear. Put a banana in your ear.
I'd rather keep my ear clear.
You will never be happy if you live your life in fear. It's true,
says you.
So true. When it's in the skies are bright and clear. Oh, every day of every year the sun shines bright in this big blue sphere. So go and put a banana in your ear.
Okay, what you just heard was Put a Banana in Your Ear from the Charlie the Unicorn cartoons. If you have not seen those, go onto YouTube, type in Charlie the Unicorn, you'll find them. They're very entertaining in a sort of twisted little way. This is Rodney. Hi, Rod. Pretty bird. Pretty bird. Pretty bird. Are you going to say it? Pretty bird. Are you going to say it or not? Pretty bird. In the meantime, don't forget about Joshua Tree Feeding Program. They help people with HIV and AIDS get food. There is also a pet food program that helps people so they don't have to choose between feeding themselves and feeding their pets. That is www.jtfp.org. All volunteer organizations, so any assistance you'd be willing to give them, they'd be grateful to have. Pretty bird. Pretty bird. Pretty bird. Pretty bird. Hi, Rod. Pretty bird. Go ahead. Fine, fine, fine. So, and also, Penguins need sweaters. Not because they're cold, not because it's flippin' adorable, but because of oil slicks. So, if you would like to help out and you know how to knit or crochet, or you know someone who knows how to knit or crochet, I'm going to put a link here. Click on that link and learn more about how you can make adorable little sweaters for penguins that also will help the poor little buggers. So until next time, thank you all for sticking around, and hopefully this was just short enough to keep Scott's attention. If not, maybe the Impaler was amused. I don't know. Anyway, catch you all next week. Bye!